Okay, so I'm just going to show you this little baby trick, and this is like a little bit of homework or food for thought. All I want you to do is to look into a mirror and know where the highest point of your top eyelid is, and it will change on all eye shapes. So on her eyes, Courtney's, it's not dead set in the middle, it is a millimeter towards her nose. So that high point is where my eyeliner is going to stop. And from that high point, I'm going to do a little flick out. And what doing an eyeliner on the outer third of your eye does, many things. One, it's easier. Two, it will always lift your eye. Three, it pulls them more apart. But to make this even easier for you, I want you to all look at your bottom line. And this is what makes eyeliner amazing. If you take eyeliner from underneath your eye, it will work every time because it's going to lift your eyes. What I want you to do is get an angle brush or a liner brush with a little bit of black eyeshadow. This is a Danessa Merrick's a powder eyeshadow. The hardest thing with eyeliners, if you're going, oh, I really want to do it, but I'm really confused. Look at your bottom eye, and I want you to see this shape. And what's really beautiful is you can follow the shape of the under eye and give yourself a little bit of a flick. But to be a real smarty pants, instead of just following that line, I want you to extend it slightly out. I want you on the outer third to put a little bit of a product just there and just do a light little flick. Do not lift your skin, don't do anything, let it go over anything that you want, little flick and then back in. Okay, so I'm just going to I have 3 eyeliner size brushes, and I always get asked why. Because eyeliner is really hard and there's 3 different sizes that you tend to do, thin, medium, thick. So here it is with the eyeliner. Find the one size you want and apply. Don't get one brush and trying to make that brush thinner. Okay, so know where the highest point of your eye is. Traditionally what people do, they line and they flick up, look straight ahead. And then you look straight ahead, they line, they flick up, and you end up with a bit of a droop. What I'm doing is look straight ahead. I'm putting my brush at the very corner of the outer bottom lash line, and I'm just putting the tiniest little spot there. And I'm just, from that bottom lash line, going to give myself a slight little line, just like an eyeshadow, the stenciling. Okay, so do that first. Okay, so I'm just going to do my little flick. Now, when you do a flick, make the flick shorter than what you want it. I'll explain why in a sec. So give yourself connecting the out of the bottom lash, looking straight ahead. The reason you do it with such stillness is if you've got any folds, you've got to go straight on top of it. If you have to lift it and put it in, you won't see it when you let it go. And now I know from where I'm standing, I know where her high point is. So what I'm looking at is I'm going to take this line, and from here I'm going to go in, and I'm going to make it disappear before it gets to the high point, but with her eye open. Okay, have a blink, let your models blink. I'm just going to put a little dot so I know where to end, look down. And then from that little triangle I've done, and I always go in this direction. And the reason for that, if I get bumped or I make a mistake, I go that way, I don't go that way. If you go that way, you make a mistake, oh my goodness. And this is my eyeliner brush, number 14. It is amazing. And that's it, look down. So basically I've done my flick. I always look at the shape with the eye open, not closed. Make sure when this eyeliner ends, it must go to nothing. If you struggle, this is why I made a square liner brush. Okay? This is the square one. I saw this technique in Japan. And what a lot of the Japanese girls do is if you can't get into that line because your lashes are so strong, square ones are great. If you want a straight line but you struggle with accuracy, a square brush with eyeliner, and you use it like a stamping technique. It's amazing. I wish I knew about it years ago. So basically you put your product, look down for me, and you just go stamp, 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 and you get the most perfect line. And it's also the best brush if you want to come under the waterline. Yeah, so what I was just saying before, I've got to make sure that line disappears to nothing before the highest point. And why am I saying that? Because if I make a line stop where the eye is peaking, what happens is you get the line that goes, it just drops down. So if you do the line and make it end before it peaks, you get this beautiful lift. This is a real good little trick. If you want it black, do your gel liner, get a liquid and just squash it right into those eyelashes. Just so it gives it that little bit more depth. So I hope I'm making these really simple. So even if you've never done makeup before, you can have it.